Mendeecees arrested after violent Love and Hip Hop reunion fight with Rasheeda. In a jaw-dropping twist that no one saw coming, Love and Hip Hop fans were left stunned after reports surfaced that Mendeecees Harris was arrested following a violent altercation with none other than Rasheeda Frost during the highly anticipated Love and Hip Hop reunion special. What was supposed to be a night of tearful reconciliations and heartfelt apologies turned into utter chaos, leaving castmates and viewers alike questioning how everything spiraled so badly out of control. The calm before the storm. Sources close to production say that tensions had been brewing behind the scenes for weeks leading up to the reunion taping. According to insiders, Mendeecees had grown increasingly frustrated with how he was being portrayed throughout the season, believing that several of his castmates, including Rasheeda, were conspiring against him to damage his reputation. Rasheeda, known for her strong opinions and no-nonsense attitude, had allegedly been particularly vocal about Mendeecees' personal drama spilling into the group dynamic. She even went as far as to suggest that he was bringing toxic masculinity into spaces where women were trying to heal and rebuild themselves. This did not sit well with Mendeecees, who had been working hard to rebuild his image after his previous legal troubles. To him, Rasheeda's comments were not just criticism, they were a direct attack on his character. Tensions explode on set. The reunion started off relatively smoothly, with the host trying to guide conversations through the season's biggest dramas. But as soon as the topic shifted to Mendeecees' behavior during filming, all hell broke loose. Multiple witnesses report that Rasheeda confronted Mendeecees head-on, calling him out for what she described as his manipulative tactics and dismissive attitude toward female cast members. Mendeecees initially tried to brush off the accusations, smirking and shaking his head. However, when Rasheeda refused to back down, passionately listing specific instances of his alleged behavior, Mendeecees' demeanor shifted from defensive to downright enraged. He just snapped, a source close to the production revealed. It was like a switch flipped. He stood up, started yelling at Rasheeda across the stage. Security rushed in immediately, but it was too late. In a shocking moment caught on multiple camera angles, Mendeecees allegedly lunged toward Rasheeda. While no serious injuries were reported, the physical aggression was enough to bring the entire set to a screeching halt. Castmates screamed, crew members scattered, and within moments, security had Mendeecees restrained. The arrest. Police were called to the scene within minutes. When they arrived, officers reportedly reviewed footage from the production's cameras and determined that Mendeecees' actions warranted immediate arrest. He was handcuffed on set in front of the stunned cast and crew, an image that will undoubtedly become one of the most talked about moments in Love and Hip Hop history. Mendeecees was charged with assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal threatening. He was transported to a local jail, where he spent the night before posting bail the next morning. Despite his quick release, sources say that his arrest could have serious long-term consequences for his involvement with Love and Hip Hop, and his brand overall. Rasheeda breaks her silence. Hours after the incident, Rasheeda took to social media to address her fans and supporters. In an emotional Instagram Live, she recounted the terrifying moments when Mendeecees charged at her and thanked security for stepping in before things could get worse. "I'm okay, y'all. Just shaken up," Rasheeda said, holding back tears. "Nobody deserves to be disrespected or made to feel unsafe, especially in a professional setting. I came to the reunion to speak my truth, not to be attacked." She emphasized that while she has thick skin from her many years in the reality TV world, nothing could have prepared her for that level of aggression from someone she once considered a friend. "I stood up for what I believed in," Rasheeda said. "And I would do it again." The fallout. Cast divided. In the days following the incident, the Love and Hip Hop cast found themselves bitterly divided. Some members publicly sided with Rasheeda, praising her bravery and condemning Mendeecees' behavior. "She didn't deserve that. Nobody does," fellow castmate Yandy Smith said in a tearful interview. "I've known Mendeecees for a long time, but this was not okay." Others, however, suggested that the situation had been blown out of proportion and accused producers of manipulating emotions for ratings. Rumors quickly spread that the network may have even encouraged drama between Rasheeda and Mendeecees, knowing full well how volatile things had become. One anonymous cast member put it bluntly, "They knew what they were doing when they sat them across from each other. They wanted fireworks, and they got an explosion." Mendeecees team speaks out. Mendeecees legal team wasted no time issuing a statement to the media, claiming that their client was provoked, and that he acted in self-defense after feeling verbally attacked and physically threatened. The statement read, "Mr. Harris regrets that the situation escalated to the point where authorities needed to become involved. However, he maintains that he was placed in a hostile environment and reacted out of fear for his personal safety." Privately, however, some insiders claim that Mendeecees is furious at the way he was portrayed and believes that the reunion setup was a deliberate attempt to trap him into reacting badly. He feels betrayed by the producers, a source close to Mendeecees revealed. He was promised that the reunion would be about healing. Instead, it turned into an ambush. What's next for Mendeecees? Mendeecees now faces not just legal trouble but also serious career repercussions. According to reports, Love and Hip Hop producers are currently in meetings discussing whether or not he will be allowed to continue on the show. Some say it's already a done deal. Mendeecees' contract has been terminated, and he will not return for future seasons. Furthermore, brands and sponsors who once worked with him are reportedly reconsidering their partnerships. In today's climate, where accountability and respect are non-negotiable values, this incident could spell disaster for Mendeecees' public persona. Meanwhile, fans have taken to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to voice their opinions. Hashtags like #StandWithRasheeda and #Mendeecees cancelled have been trending, showing just how deeply the incident has resonated with viewers. Rasheeda's next move. For Rasheeda, the incident, while traumatic, seems to have opened new doors. Insiders say she has been approached by multiple networks interested in giving her a platform to speak more openly about issues like violence, gender dynamics, and respect in reality television. There are even whispers that she may land her own talk show or podcast series where she can continue championing women's voices in media. In her final words during her Instagram Live, Rasheeda said, "I've always believed that your voice is your power. They tried to silence me last night. But trust me, I'm just getting started." Final thoughts. The Love and Hip Hop reunion was meant to be a night of closure and celebration. Instead, it became one of the most shocking nights in reality TV history. Mendeecees' arrest following the violent altercation with Rasheeda has left a dark cloud hanging over the franchise. Fans are now left wondering, will Love and Hip Hop ever be the same? And more importantly, what lessons will the cast, and the world, take away from this explosive, unforgettable moment? One thing's for sure, the drama isn't over yet. It's just getting started.